Ido Rex here. Kaboom! Hey guys, another commentary coming right at you from the interwebs, and this one's not so much about the gameplay. This is some domination gameplay on Outpost, some smart gaming. Try to be a good player, team player, and control the engagement. So hope you guys enjoy that. But here's what we're talking about. We're talking about Lance Armstrong. We're talking about his drug abuse scandals, all that stuff going on all over the news right now. And I wanted to tell you guys about it. A lot of people always ask me, if you know me in real life, I race bikes a lot, would be a light way of saying it. I've been in cycling for since I was 9, so last 10 or so years. It's a big part of my life. I know a lot about it. So I felt like I should give my opinion on what happened with Lance, what actually happened for those of you who haven't done your research, and then what the future of cycling looks like, what the future of drugs looks like, and what the future of cancer looks like. So, that's my background. Yeah, maybe we'll talk more about the cycling stuff later, some other video in the commentary, but that's a big part of my life. So, what happened? Lance was a huge role model for so many people. He was such an inspiration. I started following him in 1999 when he won his first Tour de France. I've watched every single of his Tour de France's, every one since. I think I watched one before it. I'm big into cycling. So, there was drugs. Drugs are common in the sport. I feel like we showed a blind eye to it. Like we should have seen it coming. Whenever people ask me, oh, did Lance do drugs? I always believed him and said, oh, no, he wouldn't. Why would he injure his body after all the stuff that happened with cancer? I sort of regret saying that all those times, but that's what I thought. I feel like we all just showed a blind eye to it. Some people always said, oh, he did drugs. They were the naysayers, the doubters, the people who didn't believe in dreams. But looking back now, they were true. They were the right ones, and that's sort of scary to think about, that the people who were against the dreams were the ones who were right. So we showed a blind eye. Everybody else around him was getting caught, and we thought, hey, with all these tests he passed over 500 tests during his Tour de France's, passed every single one of them. How could he have done that? How if he was on drugs? But EPO is what he was taking, and human growth hormone earlier, testosterone, a couple other ones, cortisone, which are steroids. EPO, if you don't know, so how it works. Cycling was actually screwed up 10 years ago with the drugs. So EPO is an undetectable drug that adds red blood cells to your bloodstream, meaning that you can do endurance sports longer. They're common in all sports, especially soccer. European soccer is huge for EPO, but it's undetectable in your urine and bloodstream. That's why they never caught him, and it helps you raise your red blood cells, making recovery better during race and between races. That's why the Tour de France was so important. So Lance took EPO along with a lot of other guys, but other people were getting caught for it, and Lance was never caught for it. Oh, back to how they're trying to catch people for EPO. They test your hematocrit level, which is how much red blood cells are in your bloodstream. And if it's over 90 is the number they came up with, which is an unnatural, unhuman number, then you'd be considered illegal. So just by coincidence, maybe, when they came out with that rule, everybody was about 88 right after that, when they would naturally be around 75. So they all were taking it, all getting to that level. Doesn't mean it's right to do it, but that shows you how corrupt the sport was. It's still an entertaining sport, don't get me wrong, but that's where it was. Professional cycling was a drug abuse scandal. So, Lance Armstrong was a role model of mine as a kid. I looked up to him, thought he was a great guy. As we know, role models are not perfect people. My parents always told me this, but you see it as you grow up. My two role models were Lance Armstrong and Steve Jobs. Both of them were not perfect people, but it was hard to see them. Originally, I thought, oh, Lance isn't a perfect person. He got into a divorce, and he was having a hard time with that kind of stuff. But now I see he was flawed in a much more bigger ways. Steve Jobs' flaws were his family issues. He wasn't very good with his family. He never really cared about them. But he was very talented at what he did, innovating, creating the future, and creating great products. And Lance was great at cycling, but now that was all a lie. So what was he really good at? He was good at motivating people, sort of like Obama. He could speak well. I don't know. It's scary to think about a role model who had nothing. At least Steve Jobs had great attributes in his creative skills. It's just, there's deep stuff to think about. This is deep ramifications, especially for me who looked up to him for so long. So that's what happened. How they caught him, there's no physical evidence actually yet, but what happened was his old teammates turned on him. He pressured them, he bullied them into doing drugs, and he bullied them into supporting him in the tour, doing all this stuff that was illegal, forcing him into it. Some guy like David Zabriskie, he actually started cycling to get away from his social drug abuse. Social drug is sort of a loose word, but meaning like cocaine, stuff like that. And now he went back into drugs because he was on the team that Lance was on, and he pressured him into it, and Lance was making him take drugs. That's why he always had the strongest team in the Tour de France, could support him, and that's how he could win 7 years in a row. There's so much luck in the Tour that you shouldn't be able to repeat something 7 times in a row. So there's that. That's what happened. There's like a 1,000-page paper or ruling that shows all the evidence stacked against him, all the witnesses, everybody saying that he did drugs, he admitted to drugs. He hasn't admitted publicly, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's coming soon. But the thing is, once he admits it, it's all gone. So why I wanted to make this video, today, is because today marked the day that he stepped down as Livestrong's chair. Livestrong was one of the great things he did, and nobody can deny that. Nobody can deny how many people he encouraged to fight cancer, how many people he encouraged to keep up hope, how many people's lives he influenced because of that, how much cancer research money he has given to a horrible disease that he survived. So he stepped down as chair as that. He's still the chair, he's still on the board, but he's not the chairman because he wanted to separate his scandal from that of the foundation. That way the pressure would be put on him rather than hurting his foundation, which does so much great things for so many people. And I think we all agree with that Livestrong is a great idea, and it's well run, and it's a good thing. What does this mean for the future of him and the future of cycling? I don't know for the future of him. Sorry, I made the list of stuff I wanted to talk about. I don't know for the future of him because, oh, check out this spot I found. Sorry, back to the gameplay. I just found this in this game, and I can pick people off from here. It was pretty genius. Okay, future of him, he's got nothing right now. His sponsorship left him. Sorry, Nike left him this morning too. They said we're not going to support him because he was proven guilty. The only other person that's happened to is Michael Vick, who did that after the dogfighting scandal, and they actually picked him up after he got out of jail. So Nike will drop you if you're proven guilty. Kobe Bryant was never proven for a sexual assault scandal, so that's why they continued his support. So he's got Nike, which means he's losing $50 million over the next 5 years, which is huge. He doesn't have any income coming into him right now except sponsorships, so I'm not sure where he's going to go with that. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have cycling. He doesn't have his reputation. Nobody's going to want to hear him speak. I'm not sure what the future of Lance is. It's pretty grim. He still technically has the UCI's ruling as the winner of the Tour de France for all 7 years. I expect that to go away soon. It's sad that it's going to, but it's going to be a day, it's going to happen pretty soon when they take it away from him, and then he'll have nothing. So that sucks for him, but he deserves it. I'm not going to pity him. I'm not going to feel bad for him and help him out. So there's that. And then what happens to his future of cycling? So Lance, if you don't know, changed the cycling sport in America. He brought up the cycling racing, but also so many people have started riding from 10 years ago when Lance just started doing the Tour de France's, because it became such a popular sport, a great way to work out, a great way to exercise, and just a fun thing to do with friends. That's partly why I got into it. And I don't know what's going to happen. He grew the sport exponentially during the last 10 or 15 years, which can't be taken away. I don't think that people are going to quit cycling because Lance did drugs. I don't think we're going to get as many new cyclists, but the sport has done great growth in the last couple of years, and that's exciting for the future, meaning there's enough money to support professional athletes in the sport, and that there's a future for people in the sport to continue seeking their dreams and having fun doing it. So he hurt its growth, but he doesn't hurt those who are already into the sport, which is great for me. So actually, how I'm involved with Lance and the money coming from there is actually a little scary. Lance's team was Discovery Channel. The last year Lance was on Discovery Channel, they started a junior team, and I raced for that junior team. I continue to race for that junior team, and now we have different sponsors now and different people, but a lot of people are from the same, the ownership's still the same as Lance's team. A lot of the people on the team are the same. It's some scary stuff going around. Not sure exactly what implications that means for me or how to progress, but I was 1 year too young from going to a camp, a cycling camp, with the professional team Discovery Channel, which Lance would have been at. Some of my teammates went there and met him. So I don't know. It's interesting, all the stuff that went down with that, and the future of what that means, implications for cycling. It's scary. So I hope they figure all that out. Yeah, I hope you guys learned some stuff during this. Thought I could give you guys a perspective as somebody who probably knows quite a bit about the subject, has followed Lance for all these years, and is an avid cyclist. You guys will hear more about that on this channel. And if you didn't know me personally, you know that now. So that's where we're at with that. Let me know, what did you guys think about this whole Lance scandal? Did you guys learn anything in this video? And yeah, so that was some exciting, smart gameplay on Outpost. Hope you guys enjoyed that in the background. But yeah, let me know what you think about Lance, the scandal, what his sponsors should do, and whether he deserved to lose the Tour de France, or what they should do for his punishment. So this has been your boy Ida Rex. Please subscribe or like this video if you get a chance. See ya. Bye.